Let me talk about my portfolio philosophy a little bit. So the whole idea is I believe we are in a long-term uptrend in the stock market. And it has been over the last 3 generations, right? The last 60 years, if you boil the stock market, and you will make money in the long run. My belief is that you want as much exposure as you can without borrowing money, because that's gonna hurt. The reason that's gonna hurt is because of interest. So how do you get around that? You want to buy as much stocks as you can, but you don't want to use margin, right? Feel like Warren Buffett's partner, Mr. Munger, said that you will lose your pants if you borrow money. So what you want to do is, there are some really good products out there that actually give you 2 times or 3 times leverage. So basically what you do is you buy $100 worth of these products, you get the benefit of owning $200 of the market or $300 of the market. So that is how I get leverage in this portfolio. So this portfolio is called the leverage hedge. So you do that to get the leverage. Now, that's very scary. Why? Because if you bought the 3 times leverage NASDAQ, which is called TQQQ, you would have lost 81% in 2022. From the peak to the bottom, that's a 81% drop. And nobody, I mean like really nobody, including myself, can hold an 80% drop. That is just too much on anybody's psychic. So since we advocate buying these highly leveraged ETFs, how do we make sure we can sleep through the night? Well, it's very simple. Buy insurance on them. There are insurance on the market that you could buy for these products. So what that means is, say I bought TQQQ at $100, and I can at the same time pay for insurance and buy a $100 insurance for the TQQQ. So whenever it drops below 100, I can still go out there and sell my TQQQ for 100. So that way you never lose money. Only thing you lose is the insurance premium you pay on TQQQ. So that's basically the idea. You leverage it as much as you can, but you buy the insurance at the same time to protect your portfolio. The problem for most people is the execution, because the insurance is super expensive. So if you want to buy a TQQQ insurance for 1 year, it will cost you like 20% or even higher, between 20 to 30%. So that means if TQQQ does not go up 20 to 30% that year, you end up losing money. So for most people, I will say 90% of people, they'll just say, it's crazy, you can't really buy that. That's too much to pay for the insurance. But the whole concept of that is, you have to remember, TQQQ is a volatility monster. That means every year it will move, it will have gigantic move. 30% is really very, very small move for TQQQ. On an average year, if you look back in its history, its history has only been around for like 16 years, and its annual compound return, meaning if you bought it 16 years ago and then you hold it till today, its annual compound return is something like 40%. So even if you pay 30% insurance, you still make 10%. And that is still slightly better than buying the market, right? So I'm not saying, I mean, the strategy is, my portfolio is more complicated than just go out, buy TQQQ and buy the 1 year insurance. It involves a little bit more complicated math than that. But there are strategies that you can use to reduce your insurance cost. And there are certain timing issue, like you might not want to buy the 1 year insurance in order to reduce the cost. So there are different strategies in there. But that's the basic concept. The basic concept is that you buy the most volatile and most leveraged instrument out there, and then you insure it so you can sleep through the night, and then you harvest the volatility. Meaning, what you're really looking forward to is you want the thing to be very volatile, so you can make money both in up and down market. And that is by the structuring of your hedge. It may sound a little bit complicated, but really it's quite simple. It's just high school math. Nothing complicated. I never understood why all these hedge fund firms hire PhD mathematicians. Maybe there's a reason, but I just don't see it. Maybe they really do make money, but really simple math will just do it.